Hello, everybody. Anime Reflux. Casey's kind of tired because a recruiter wouldn't stop
Hey
calling him while he was
everybody,
trying to
Anime
sleep. So,
Reflux.
yeah, Anime Reflux.
Today we're looking at the first episode of Granblue Fantasy the Animation. For those of you not in the know, Granblue Fantasy is a gacha game that's, I believe, is well known for actually having a story that people put effort into, which is a rarity in gacha games.
Based
Why
on
are you
so,
leading?
yeah, I don't know what
Because
he's doing.
Casey's half dead.
He is, but you just kind of interrupted him halfway through the first sentence of the show, so.
There is a difference at providing relief by taking over and just being rude.
I'm sorry I was rude.
You alright, patient?
Sorry about that.
No, you were kind of right. Casey, what's
Yeah.
up?
I meant, like, you coughing, sorry.
Yeah, just swallowed something the wrong way is all.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, this thing is an anime based on a gacha game, which you can tell. So that's a thing. Very
By the way,
excuse plot and simple. Go ahead.
the gacha game has an English setting, but only in Japan.
What?
What?
It hasn't been actually released in the West.
Uh,
That being said, it was released on the Google Chrome App Store or whatever, and I have it on my desktop right now in English
Why?
Huh.
Wow.
because I wanted to find out more about the setting so I could do this show properly.
That's more dedication than, at the very least, this show in particular probably deserves. And by this show, I mean this anime, to be clear. But
All I know is eventually there's a character that's an old man trapped in a little girl's body. I think. That's all I'm getting.
That's like
from
most animes, though.
that,
Yeah.
no comments. None. I'm not touching that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a really popular game.
well, it's a
made into
gacha
an
game.
anime.
They're designed to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And
At least the
steal
first
money.
episode was super good too.
Yeah. I believe one guy spent like $8,000 in this game.
Oh,
Jesus.
Some people.
no, in this instance, I don't blame the people. I blame the game. I blame the developers. Sorry. They're
Gacha
designed
games
to
are
be like
terrifying.
that. So, like gacha games are loot box games. Like, that's it. That's what they are. So, this anime starts with a princess-like character and a lady knight-like character running away from soldiers. Not exactly the most original start, but sure. We've probably seen good shows start with that.
Yeah, it's
Probably.
nothing particularly new.
Yeah, so the Lady Knight, they're running, and she rushes forward and cuts down 3 soldiers that basically just stand there for some reason. To make her look badass, I guess.
They don't
No.
really try.
Yeah. And they keep running,
One's got to lose.
and they come into this big room, and on a balcony overlooking them there is presumably the leader of the soldiers' forces, and he's like, hey, you shouldn't have taken her, and I got the purple thing, so you not going anywhere. And then the princess character, whose name is Lyria, by the way, goes, I don't know what the appropriate superpower term would be in this instance. Someone give me a comparison. Zero, you're usually good at these.
Um,
Or can. Anyone?
Explosion?
Yeah, I was about to say explosion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever that guy was doing, she breaks it and causes an explosion, and she falls out of the ship. That's pretty much the intro, at least. And then we had the opening, and I don't even remember what happened during the opening. Like, not even a second of it.
I tabbed away, but the opening song was pretty decent. I mean, I have no complaints with it.
Yeah.
So we come back to the actual show, and we meet our protagonist, who is named Gran. Bit of a translation thing there, because, that's, by comparison, that'd be like naming an English character Bar-chan, I guess. It wouldn't translate well, is my point. So, he's around, and he's got stupid-looking braces and shin pads and nothing else for armor.
Okay, so he's chopping wood in plate mail.
Yeah.
Why?
Training, dude.
It's not a full suit, but like, what the fuck?
For reference's sake, the game doesn't start like that. In the game, he is in the forest, and there's monsters there, so of course he's wearing armor.
That makes more sense.
Bunch of people living the quote-unquote idyllic, rustic life in the fields, of doing farm work and washing their clothes by hand and doing all of those horrible chores that you don't actually really want to do when you're in a modern society. They all just seem like a gigantic pain in the ass. But sure, it's idyllic. Great. I don't know why that particular thought came to my mind when I was watching this, but yeah,
the idyllic rustic life that Casey so seeks after.
So he's there chopping wood, and then a mascot character shows up, and oh boy, is it ugly.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It is pretty bad.
Listen, Casey, I think they're going for so ugly it's cute. Here's the thing. Not every mascot character has to be goddamn Pikachu. I'm fine with it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think the art in the game for him looks slightly better, but he's still really badly designed.
He looks over-designed.
Yeah.
Is what I probably say.
There's a beauty and simplicity when it comes to mascot characters.
I'm a Magana plush here. It's just nice. Very simple design. Doesn't need much. It's a mascot character. Ideally for a mascot character, you want it to be simple enough that kids can just draw it without much trouble.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid rule of thumb.
And that's kind of what they did with most of the first generation Pokemon.
I think we've kind of burned through all of the super simple designs.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a chibi dragon, basically. So, I mean, it's close. The intent is there.
Yeah. So it's there, and it says things that are probably not important because I don't remember them in the slightest. And all of the villagers, including them, see an explosion and the airship that apparently was where the previous scene was. And then they see a blue light falling into the forest nearby. And Gran's like, yeah, okay, I'll go check that out and see what that is. Maybe it's like some wreckage that fell out. And all the villagers are like, no, don't. And he's like, shut up, I'm going. So he heads into the forest and speculates that, hey, that might have been some wreckage that fell out of the ship, which could start a forest fire, which I want to give credit for all. I want to give credit for it, because that's, like, usually executes plots like this are like, oh, there's a cool thing, I want to go check it out because fun times, even though the place is supposedly very dangerous. No, this guy's actually going there because, hey, this might actually cause a severe problem and someone actually does need to check this out.
To add on to this, they are, I believe, on a floating island, and this whole world is a set of floating islands. So if there is a fire, that will not be good.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Yeah. So they track down the blue light, and guess what? It was the princess character. And they're like, hey, you okay? You okay? And she wakes up, and she's freaked out, but then she's not, because this is an anime introduction scene. And they kind of faked me out a little bit, because it seemed like they were going for the amnesia thing.
I thought that too, actually. I thought she was going to wake up and wonder who she was.
That's what I thought, but no. Swerved out of that.
Yeah. Good job with that. So they get introductions out of the way, and Lyria is like, yeah, we were running away from some soldiers, and then I don't really know what happened after that. But we need to find my Lady Knight, who is named Katarina or Catalina, whichever.
Catalina, probably.
Yeah. Catalina.
Both are actual valid names, but sure.
Having the actual English localization game in front of me, it's Catalina.
Okay.
Real quick, who watched what, by the way, as far as sub-dub goes? I did sub.
There's a dub?
I did sub. I didn't know there's a dub.
I didn't know there was a dub either.
I didn't know. I assume everything has both if it's older than like a year.
I'm guessing this is just sub.
You put more effort into finding something than I did. I just watched the sub.
I didn't know it existed. I didn't think it would exist for a show that's, not for a show that's based on a game that was not released in Western territories. I didn't expect a dub in the slightest, but sure.
That's fair. The art is really good, so I kind of expect... I don't know. It seems like the production quality is high enough that they would warrant a dub to try, I suppose.
Say for the mascot. So, some soldiers show up, and they're like, hey, she needs to come with us. And Gran's like, no. And they're like, yes.
You mean like every confrontation in history between the protagonist and the first guards? Yeah.
Like that credit that I gave the show for like actually giving him a reason to go into the forest and find the thing that just fell out of the sky, I kind of have to take that back because of this scene. Like the proper way for this to go would be, hey, why do you want her so badly? And then they'd be assholes and force a fight. That's how this confrontation should go in that case. Like, let the protagonist be reasonable.
In the game, I have to bring up the game as a comparison point. But in the game, they do start the fight, and he's forced to defend himself.
Yeah, in modern terms, this is like the guards going, hey, we're the cops. That is a suspect.
Yeah.
And then him attacking them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes completely the opposite way in the game, which is weird to me.
Yeah, so Gran deals with them, and then they're running again. And
you're missing one very important thing.
Am I?
Yes, after Gran knocks out the guards, or finishes off the guards, one's not dead. I don't know if they kill the guards or knock them out or whatever, but one's not still alive. So he shoots off a flare that everybody sees.
That was important. Everyone sees the flare, including Catalina. So that's good. Including all the soldiers, that's not so good. So
they're running.
Yeah.
If flares exist, that means guns exist.
Yes.
In this universe. Which makes things a little confusing, but whatever.
I guess not
guessing-
everyone can have one. I don't know.
I'm
I
guessing
mean,
guns exist, but making ammo is
airships.
costly. Like, you don't want to give everybody a gun because you're just going to burn through all your ammo in an era where there's probably not a lot
Also,
of
who needs
ammo.
firearms? We have magic, apparently. Yeah.
I mean, okay, not to read way too much into the lore of this setting, but one of the ingredients of, like, gunpowder is sulfur, which is, naturally recurring and would probably be difficult to find when there's no just solid ground underground
Yeah,
that you can
With
find.
floating islands,
Yeah.
which is what I meant when I
You
was
know
like,
what fixes every material requirement problem?
Magic?
Dragon. Ground up dragons.
I mean,
Fuck dragon.
Grounded-
Kill them
works,
all.
works for Danny Rand.
I mean, absolute fairness, yeah. I mean, dragons, sulfur, that's the thing. Anyway, like I said, reading way too deep into this. I blame Zero. This is his fault for actually playing the game.
This is the fun of it. Also, why Zero? Why?
Yeah.
Because, like, curiosity killed the cat, and I'm waiting for that guillotine. So
Tell me
Sure.
you didn't pay money on it, though. Like,
no,
You didn't?
It's,
Okay.
I think
No.
it's free. Is it free?
it's free to play.
But gotcha.
I'm not going to spend any money on this.
Yeah.
I just have it open so that way I can reference it. For
It's
this.
strictly for research purpose.
Yeah.
He plays it for the articles.
Until he drops $20 by next week.
I am kind of the type that would drop $20 in a gacha game, so I'm scared.
I've
but
done that before.
I'm doing this for the team.
It's
So,
alright. I spent like $50 on Realm Grinder. It's fine.
audience, you might be seeing reasons why we actually have a bit of a grudge against the whole. Yeah. Anyway. So, they get ambushed by soldiers, and Catalina shows up and kills all the dudes because that's what she does. Introductions. Hey, you protected her. Cool. We need to go. And so they go, and she tells Gran and the dragon to go with them because reasons.
Doesn't she tell him to leave? And he's like, hey, I'm kind of in this already. So, too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Does
not
she?
really getting out of it at that point.
I got the impression it was more, you should come with us.
No.
No.
Okay.
It was.
He, every kill so far has been kind of ambiguous. He straight up kills a dude. Like,
Yeah.
the helmet is caved in.
Yeah.
That guy's dead.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. I'm involved in this now in a way that I.
Yeah, you ain't
Yeah.
you ain't backing out of this now. I gotta go with you. You better not leave me here.
I've stained my hands with blood.
For you,
Like-
you are not leaving me on this island. I can't go anywhere. It's in the air. You have the only airship I know of off. I'm coming with you.
Too many do what they do to me in air prison.
Oh, it's another one of those where we should probably have just riffed it. So I'm starting to feel like we should retool the show and just riff it every time instead.
It would take us like 4 hours to watch a single episode. We'd be pausing it constantly on some series.
So, they go back to running away, and a bunch of mostly inconsequential stuff happens, and then they run into, what's his name again? Mustache with the whole voice.
Mr. Dandy,
Mr. Mustache.
Dandy General.
He is pretty dandy.
He strokes his beard.
He's fine and dandy, is what he is. So he's there, and he's like, "Hey, Catalina, you're so skilled and stuff, but also fuck you for killing soldiers and betraying us and all that." And he holds up the purple thing again because that's important for something. And it's basically back and forth. Hey, you took the girl. You shouldn't have done that. I couldn't leave her alone. You treating her like shit, and you shouldn't have done that, so we're going to take her back. And then he summons a Hydra, somehow.
And then the day took a significant turn.
Get on the Hydra's back. Get on the Hydra's back.
That's my first move. Whenever a Hydra fucking charges me, I'm gonna grab one of the heads and try to get on its back.
It's like get on the train, CJ. It's one of those fucking gaming moments that's just. Have you played Kingdom Hearts recently?
I have not.
Oh, yeah. That's the spot that Phil from Hercules just says that all the time.
So there was apparently a Hydra on this floating island, and
I'm assuming the people from the ship.
I thought it was on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
It seemed like one of their creatures under their command that they brought down.
Of course, this does beg the question. I mean,
where do you get a Hydra?
Lyria fell out of the ship, and he immediately went to chase after her. At what point did all of these people and a Hydra come down off the ship?
Well, they put a little, like, parachute on them.
How did they come out of the ship? Did they all jump? Did they get parachutes like Zero said? Did they land somewhere? How damaged is that ship after an explosion took out, like, the entire east side of its wall?
Considering it's an airship in a society where everything's in the air, I would assume they'd have a quick method of descent.
To where?
I don't know.
Anywhere but that island? If that island wasn't there, where would they have landed?
They have little lifeboats on the side. They don't have engines or anti-grav anything on them. They're just a wooden boat. You get on it and you just fall.
These are questions that I might watch more just to get these questions answered.
Honestly, this is a decent anime. I might actually keep watching it, but that's spoiler.
I won't. But you feel free. So the Hydra's there, and it's like, roar, and it shoots fire from the heads, even though I don't think that's a thing that Hydras do, but that might just be me.
I don't know enough about Hydras.
Are you questioning if the mythological five-headed dragon thing can breathe fire?
I don't know if Hydras can breathe fire, but I don't know enough facts about Hydras to dispute this anime.
Or Hydras
poison
in this setting.
Was Hydra's thing, to be honest.
I thought they were just... Yeah, I thought they had poison. I don't know if they bit and they were poisonous, or they spat poison, or what they did with poison. But poison was a Hydra thing, definitely. Yeah. Oh, their blood was poisonous. Their blood was poisonous.
Hydras in D&D, I believe, they have, like, depending on which one, sometimes... I've seen in actually tons of different settings that Hydras can, in some cases, each head has a different breath attack, or sometimes... I don't know. It's weird.
I think in this case, it was a case of Japanese people going, "Hey, Hydras are a thing, right? They're kind of like dragons. They could probably breathe fire. We don't need to look this up. It's fine. Don't worry about it."
In my research, traditional Hydras have poisonous breath and blood, so it was half right.
Okay, so it breathes fire or shoots fireballs or something. And Gran is trying to fight it and failing miserably.
It's a fucking Hydra.
Yeah. It's a Hydra. He is a level 1 chump, so he loses
pretty instantly.
Yeah. And again, credit to the show. It actually looks kind of brutal.
Yeah, he's got a straight gash in his chest.
Yeah, pretty big one. So,
again, all I could think was, is this the start to Dragon's Dogma?
Huh. Also true. I mean, I don't see this anime going quite so dark as the Hydra just reaching into the gash in his chest to rip out his heart, but... yeah, it's very similar. So everyone else is like, no, Grandma. I couldn't resist. And I'm just gonna call him the Duke. Looks like a Duke. Kick-ass Duke.
It's fitting.
He's gloating, and says, "Yeah, we're gonna take you back now because reasons." She's like, "No, I'm gonna share my power with this guy who I've known for about 20 minutes, but was kind of nice to me and murdered someone on my behalf. So okay."
Yeah, granted, he did kill people for her, and also she doesn't really like having the power in the first place, I don't think.
Yeah. So there is a underwater, mind meld kind of scene where they can still talk, because that would be complicated otherwise.
Well, it's a mind melt thing. So.
Yeah, sure, why not? And in the middle of this thing, the Duke, the kick-ass Duke, he lifts up the purple thing. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what the hell you were doing, but I'm not gonna let you do it." I don't know why you expected me to do that, but yeah, this is...
Then effectively tases them with the crystal.
Yeah.
But it didn't work, because it...
yeah, then Gran stands up, and he's like, "I feel itchy," or something.
There's a draft around here somewhere. Anyone know anything about that?
Oh, hey, my chest is okay.
I'm cool and ripped, apparently. Go me.
This is a great day so far.
Maybe. That's why he doesn't have chest plate mail, so he can rip that shirt up and go and just Hulk out, basically.
I mean, I was literally physically ripped, but now I'm actually, just metaphorically ripped. That's awesome.
The Conan the Barbarian method. Don't wear armor to show off your 8-pack abs.
There you go.
So yeah, he stands up and he glows blue now, for reasons. And that's pretty much where the episode ends.
No, then they summon the boss dragon.
They summon
right, yeah.
Bahamut.
They use final summon on the tutorial fight.
Yeah.
Zero, is that actually final summon? Is that it's like
that's
a super
proto
rare?
Bahamut.
Is
It's
that like an
proto
ultra
Bahamut.
rare?
It's I think it's just a rare. So
That's
it'd
kind of
probably
shitty,
be,
wasting Bahamut on a rare.
It's proto Bahamut, which means you probably get to real Bahamut later on in the game or something.
Oh, right.
So yeah, you can use a summon after 5 turns of combat. I don't think 5 turns have passed, but sure, okay.
No, 1 turn. The dragon went once.
Yeah.
The Hydra.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it went a couple of times. Like, there was, it chased him down, and then it shot fireballs, and then it hit him with a claw. So that was 3 turns at least. And then there was 2 turns of talking.
Yeah, and I'm past where the episode ends in the game. So yeah, you fight the Hydra and do like no damage to it for like 5 turns as it starts to slowly kill you again.
Great.
And you're like at 30 HP left out of like 300, and it's like, oh, now you can use your summon. Great, thanks. I almost died again.
Yeah.
Just wasting that Phoenix down.
So, I have very mixed feelings about this anime, mostly because of its source material, which is probably kind of unfair, but...
Remove yourself from the source material, and if you didn't know this came from a game, if you had not investigated that fact, and you just took it as an anime.
Here's the thing. I actually thought it was just like an arcade game or something, because I couldn't remember what the actual game was when I was watching it, so I just thought it was like an arcade thing. And while I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this is an excuse plot for a video game. So that wasn't going to happen. And here's the thing about video games. They have shitty writing. Just across the board. So
Not all the time. I would disagree with that.
only in very, very recent times and at the highest echelons of writing are there any actually decently written video games. And even then, they can stumble at the final gate. So yeah, this is not one of those situations. Sorry.
I am on the other end of that spectrum, and I did not give this any research whatsoever. I just kind of assumed it was some kind of RPG. Yeah, it's pretty good. The anime holds up by itself. Well, at least for one episode, anyway. I haven't seen more. I watched it 30 minutes ago, so.
I mean, save for the mascot, the art's nice.
You're kind of ragging on the mascot, and I don't like him,
gross.
but I don't hate him either.
He enjoys mascots and characters that are supposed to be cute. When a character that's supposed to be cute is not cute, he cannot move past that point. This is traditional. You do this a lot.
In fairness, when I ragged on ReZero, it was admittedly partially because that stupid mascot character was ugly as hell too. Yeah.
Rem? Or who are you talking about?
I don't know. It shows up in the first 15 minutes, and it's a stupid cat thing that talks, and I hated it. And I wanted it to die.
I've pretty much blocked most of that series from my mind, so honestly, I don't actually know.
Yeah. Anyway, not to talk about other anime in the middle of talking about this anime, which was...
This was a fair anime. I didn't hate it.
It was competent, but also, I mean, if you just take all of the elements of what actually happened in the story, it's incredibly generic.
Yeah.
Think about it. Princess character is being escorted away from an evil authority by a knight character, and they almost kind of escape but then don't, and then get away anyway but are being chased down, and then the hero shows up, and the hero sees the princess character in peril and goes to rescue her, and then they get chased down by soldiers, and then they get rescued by the knight character, and then they fight a giant thing this is incredibly generic.
It's full of safe tropes.
Yeah.
And you're not wrong. I mean, there's nothing really unique about it, but it doesn't seem egregiously generic either. Or boring, I suppose.
It's not like you could look at this and be like, so it's just like such and such. There's no general... I couldn't make a direct comparison from watching this to something else off the top of my head. So it's fine to me.
Final Fantasies. Chrono
That's
Trigger.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
It's really not.
Final Fantasy has kind of done every iteration of the fantasy setting. So, no, I can't call that fair. There's 15 of them.
They're like the
Secret of
Simpsons.
Mana?
Like the Simpsons of RPGs.
Alright.
That is a very good way to put it.
The Simpsons of RPGs.
That's actually a really depressing moniker.
I meant every aspect of calling it the Simpsons of RPGs.
Oh man, the more I think about it, the better it is. It's awesome.
I'm keeping that. That's mine.
Okay.
Alright. I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I got nothing else, honestly. I might see more of it later after I wake up from going back to bed.
I got nothing, but I've got the list ready.
Okay.
Cool. Well, with that, let's get to everyone's favorite part.
Really? That's
How are we
everyone's favorite part of this show? That's kind of depressing.
Yes! This is everyone's favorite part because it's time to see how we get back to Q today. All right.
Don't even joke about that.
I'm not, but damn it, it's like a possibility. It's happened way too much for it to not be at this point. Out
No,
of 20,
we have to get back to Q twice because he's going to use the first one on his.
He
veto on
might.
his first one.
That's a possibility because we have vetoes again. All right, here we go. Out of 27, we get 9.
9, that's I.
All right.
I doesn't really work for it. So.
I think you should have 34.
34. All right, then. Not a
Please,
whole lot in
D,
this one.
Initial D, initial D.
Ooh, 16.
Sorry, Casey, initial D was
Was what?
17.
Oh.
The
Dang.
winner is Infinite Stratus.
Oh, all right.
Oh, it's another Stratos series. Cool. Okay, the cover image for it is waifus. Just all of them.
Oh, yeah, this game is on Steam. I almost bought this game on Steam.
What is it?
Infinite Stratos.
Oh.
The story revolves around the IS Academy and its students who are training to become pilots of the Stratos weapon system. It so happens that this system can only be operated by females. However, there was one young man named Orimbura Ichika who was able to use the IS. He then finds himself attending the busy academy dominated by girls. As it turns out, Hoki, a childhood friend, is one of his new classmates. Action, comedy, harem, mecha, sci-fi, shonen. 12 episodes.
Yeah, this game is straight up about the waifus.
Yeah, I think I've seen this before, and I can't remember a single goddamn thing about it.
So her name, this is a rough translation, could be translated to die, no, no, no. Okay.
That's some interesting foreshadowing there.
Or I suppose death, no, 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 technically. But, yeah. So, I don't want to watch this.
You got a veto.
I do. There are worse things that I should save it for.
Yeah, you're gonna seriously use it on this?
This is
In like the
generic
first
harem
week
anime.
of the year? Yeah, no, that's not happening.
So Infinite Stratos was a show that I tried to watch back in the day when I was a younger lad.
Well, don't give your assessment yet. That's what next week is for.
Okay. This I believe it has a pretty good abridged series. So
Yes, I think I have seen that.
that might be a good palate cleanser.
Remind me of that when we actually do it, because, okay.
You have no hope for this.
Not really. No. Oh, God.
It's not really worth using a group veto on. It's not, as you said, there are worse things.
Right.
Did that come through?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, Slicer, by the way, for the reminder. Appreciate it. Okay, so Infinite Stratos next week. How many Stratos series are there? Because I don't think they're related. People just like using the word.
Hang on, let me check the list.
It's like-
Stratos.
It's like a cool name. It's like Extreme or something. I don't know what Stratos means. I don't think they know either. But
1, 2, 3. Just 3.
Oh. And we've managed to land 2 of them out of all of the shows in the entire catalog. Okay.
told you, it's fucking eerie. Like how many times we get Q week after week after week. We haven't done it that much to get Q as much as we've gotten it.
Yeah, okay. So, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with the next one.
Man, I already got like an SSR character in this Granblue fantasy thing, and boy, I like it when they gave me free currency.
Oh,
No,
Zero.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Uninstall.
Okay. Closing it.
Delete. Delete.
Okay, it's gone.
That was quick.
That was close.
Bye, everybody.
But
Yeah.
Bye.
he's gonna re-download it later.
Mm.